Hey, welcome to another Joe Gomez Jazz Guitar Lessons. Um, if you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw that I was going to come out with a whole series of new videos, and they're all going to be all about practicing and how to practice. I'm getting ready to do some practice myself, so I thought I'd go ahead and do the first video, which is all about warming up, which is something that a lot of people will overlook in their playing. They'll just kind of go right into whatever they're working on. And you have to think, you know, being a guitar player, playing any instrument, you're almost like an athlete. You need to warm your muscles up. You got to kind of get your mind in the right area to begin your practice. So with my warm up, my goal is not only to get my body ready to play, but I also try to look at things that'll help my playing later, especially if I'm on a gig or something. I want to have certain techniques down that I can rely on, during the gig. And usually there's going to be, picking ideas, um, more so than anything with the left hand. The left hand's kind of more just getting everything kind of in sync, whereas the right hand's trying to make sure everything has an evenness of strength. Um, so, along with warm-ups, you'll hear a lot of people say that they don't want to necessarily put things into practice that they won't use. For me, I think I'll use everything, at some point in my playing, whether it sounds musical or not, just getting the technique down. So not all of my warm-ups are necessarily the most musical things, but I find that it helps me in the long run with just having certain techniques down. So one that I do usually every time I go to warm up, I just call it the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. People call it, I'm sure there's many different names for it, but you're just using fingers 1, 2, 3, 4 to go across the strings. And for this, I do use alternate picking. And I'll go up to the 12th fret and come back. That's one of the most basic exercises I do. But assuming that I come in on real cold or something, maybe I've just been at work all day or haven't been able to touch the guitar, and then I have a gig or something. I actually kind of picked this idea up from a guitar player named Corey Christiansen, who kind of brought up the point of alternate picking, that it's usually not that we don't have the speed, it's usually that our upstroke's kind of weak. So with this exercise, the way that I break it into is I'll do 4 measure increments for this, where I'll start off just doing downstrokes. I'll do it as quarter notes, and then I'll do 4 measures, quarter notes, upstrokes. After those 4 measures, then I'll move to 8th notes and try to do 4 measures of consecutive 8th notes with downstrokes and then with upstrokes. And then I'll increase the tempo as I need to. Just for the sake of the video, just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to shorten the exercise down. I'm going to use a metronome at 80. I suggest at first you probably start around 60 until you can kind of get the feel of it, and then you can work your way up, which you want to do when you're you're warming up anyway. So there's the metronome beat set at 80. So these will all be downstrokes. Then I'll do upstrokes. So not only am I warming up, but I'm also thinking about the overall tone. I want to try to match the tone as best as I can with the downstrokes and the upstrokes, trying to make them as similar as possible, overall having a good tone. Now I'll do the 8th notes. Now upstrokes. So that's one exercise that I'll do to kind of get my hands warm, and of course I'll increase the tempo. But I do notice that my alternate picking becomes a lot stronger once my up picks are able to match the speed of my down picks. Another one that's really great to do is going across all the strings, doing as many increments of time that you can. So here's just an example. I'm going to try to move through this as fast as I can just for the sake of the video. These will all be downstrokes at quarter notes. Normally you'd go back for the sake of the video. These will all be upstrokes. Now I'll do eighth note, same exercise. Followed by upstrokes. Followed by alternate picking. From there you can do triplets. And add alternate picking. I think I messed up a little bit on that last section, but you get the point. From there you can do 16th notes if you want to. I usually don't, unless I know that I need to really be playing fast, which I usually don't need to be playing that fast. And then one last exercise I do that's kind of goes with the 1, 2, 3, 4 that I just reminded myself that I do sometimes by doing that exercise. So with the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise, it's always the same. And I start with a downstroke. Sometimes I want to start with an upstroke. It feels a little bit different, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. Another thing I will do though is remove the 4th finger and just make it a 1, 2, 3 exercise. That gets me used to not always coming down to the next string with a downstroke, but having to start with an upstroke as well. So I find that one to be pretty nice. Those are most of my warm-ups. I'll be doing another video right after this one with some continuous exercises and some other things that I work on as far as warm-ups go. So I hope you got something out of this one, and good luck with your practice.